With us now from Washington to talk about what's going to happen between Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton tomorrow in New Hampshire is Jeff Weaver, Bernie Sanders' esteemed presidential campaign manager. Jeff, we know there's an event. Good afternoon. We know there's an event in New Hampshire tomorrow. Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, both going to be there. Everyone assumes it's an endorsement. Is that correct?
Well, let's call it a unity event at the moment. I don't want to preview too much, but they will be there together in New Hampshire, talking about the need to go forward to win the White House.
Right, but you're not saying, Jeff, that all the reporting on this that suggests that an endorsement is forthcoming is incorrect, right?
I'm not confirming that there will be an endorsement tomorrow. How about we'll put it that way?
Okay, that's fair. If there was an endorsement tomorrow, just explain what the arc of that has been. What brought Bernie Sanders to the point that he's, at a minimum, willing to stand up on stage with Hillary Clinton and do a unity event and more likely actually finally confer her with his endorsement? What's changed?
Well, I think there has been a tremendous amount of communication between the campaigns since the end of the caucus and primary system. I think there's been was largely focused on the substantive issues that were the focus of the Sanders campaign. I think you saw recently the secretary coming out with a very bold plan on college financing, wherein she included, in large part, the free college tuition at public colleges and universities that the senator was advocating throughout the campaign. I think you saw just this Saturday that Secretary came out with another bold plan to deal with primary health care in this country, to double the amount of money in federally qualified health centers, to support a public option so that all consumers have the option to buy insurance right from the government and not from the private health insurers. And I think if you look at the platform process that we just went through in St. Louis and then in Orlando just this weekend, you saw the inclusion of a $15 minimum wage, a centerpiece of Senator Sanders' campaign, putting a price on carbon, and a host of other issues, ending the death penalty, dealing with the criminal justice reform, dealing with the need for real comprehensive immigration reform, and a host of other issues where there has really been a coming together of the party around a very, very progressive platform.
Jeff, I've seen lots of people who run hard, as your friend Bernie Sanders did, and then come up short, who take a while emotionally, psychologically, to be ready to say it's over. Is Bernie Sanders come to that point where he's sort of given up the notion and that he's going to be president?
Well, I think the math in terms of delegates is pretty clear. The secretary has the delegates, the requisite delegates needed to win. There's no doubt about that. But look, Bernie Sanders, as he said on the first day when he got in this campaign, was in this campaign to advance a progressive agenda. Obviously, he believed then, and I certainly believed, that having him as president would move that agenda forward the fastest. But the truth of the matter is that the secretary has more delegates, and the secretary over the past weeks has really made it a strong point that she is opening to listening to the concerns of the people, the 13+ million people who voted on real substance, that she's willing to listen to them, that there's a place at the table for them in her campaign and ultimately in her administration. So that's a very, very strong outreach on her part. It is to be applauded, and I think that's what you're seeing. This is a response to that.
You and Bernie Sanders argued for a long time, backed up by polls, that Bernie Sanders was a stronger general election candidate against Donald Trump than Hillary Clinton. Do you still believe that?
Well, I haven't seen any recent polling on that, but that's really at this point beside the point. The point is that there's going to be Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump in the general election. And Donald Trump, let's be clear, would be a disaster for this country. All of the things that the people who supported Bernie Sanders have fought for to elevate in terms of wealth and income inequality and a host of other issues would not only not move forward, they would move backwards. Hillary Clinton will move those issues forward.
Jeff, we, like everybody in the world, spent a little time today talking about the vice presidential sweepstakes on both parties. When people talk about who Hillary Clinton might put on the ticket, almost no one talks about Bernie Sanders. Does that bother him that he's not considered a front runner, a short lister?
No, look, Bernie Sanders is not in this for ego. This is about, again, moving forward a progressive agenda. As you know, he is a U.S. Senator from the state of Vermont. He's very proud of that position. And he will continue in the future as a senator from Vermont, where he will work, hopefully, with the new administration to advance these policy agenda items: the free college, free tuition at public colleges and universities, reforming health care, ending the death penalty, raising the minimum wage. And he can do that most effectively from the Senate seat, I believe. Yes.
Right, you think so. So, Jeff, you're saying given a choice, he thinks he can do more good for the agenda by staying in the Senate. So if he were asked to be Hillary Clinton's running mate, he'd say no and stay in the Senate?
Well, that's a hypothetical that no one's been presented with. So, but I do think that he will be an extremely effective senator going forward, given his national profile and the millions of people who have supported him and who will continue to support him. Look, let's be clear. The political revolution that he called for, it does not end in Philadelphia, or it doesn't end in November. It continues on, and we hope to keep these millions of people activated, fighting from the outside, while we help to elect people on the inside to advance this agenda. So this is an inside-outside strategy. Senator Sanders will be one of the people on the inside, but still leading people on the outside to push this agenda forward.
So, Jeff, one element of his political revolution was opposition to TPP. That was one. You guys won a lot, as you pointed out earlier, in terms of the platform, but you lost on that. Are you guys going to take that fight to the floor of the convention in Philadelphia? Minority
Well,
Report?
we didn't get express reference to the TPP, but inside the platform is laid out a whole list of standards that trade agreements have to meet in order to pass muster within the Democratic Party. And certainly the senator believes that the TPP does not meet that standard, and he will certainly continue to fight the TPP in the Senate going forward. The secretary has also said she is opposed to the TPP, and he expects to fight with her to stop it.
But, Jeff, you didn't answer my question. Are you guys going to fight over TPP on the floor in Philadelphia or not?
I don't anticipate this time that there will actually be a floor fight on TPP.
All right, Jeff. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Always